Hi guys, how's it? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Cole, and today I'm going to be talking about surfing. And we'll actually be focusing on the elusive skill of how to catch a wave. I know it can be hard for any surfer, whatever your skill level. And I was actually looking on YouTube to find helpful videos and couldn't find anything. So I wanted to share my thoughts and also just help myself go through the process of catching a wave. And today I want to give you 5 helpful tips for how to catch a wave. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is actually not on the surfboard. You want to go to the gym and build some arm strength. You can actually do it at home if you want. Things like push-ups, pull-ups, curls, anything to build your muscles in your arm. I'm talking about your forearms, your biceps, your triceps, your back, anything from your lower back all the way up to the shoulders, and even the neck. That's going to help give you the correct posture in order to paddle into your wave. Okay, so time for tip number 2, and that is correct body position. Once you've built up enough arm strength, don't skip that step because I know a lot of you will. You want to focus on your body position on the board. This is your standard shortboard. I have a Merrick in front of me. What you want to do is just apply wax from the stomp pad all the way up to the top portion of your board. And kind of where you stop applying wax is where you want your chest to be on your board. I like to have mine up here in this part of the board. One thing I see a lot of people doing, a lot of guys try to surf with their chest down here in the middle of the board, which is not ideal. You really want your chest up here in order to give you the power to kind of drop into that wave. You want to be kind of crawling up towards the board and just driving your arms into the water. Okay, so my third tip is paddling with power. You want to really put a lot of power behind your paddle strokes. A lot of people think you just need these big, long arm strokes and to paddle as much as you can. But really, you only have, 5 or 6 paddles until you need to be catching the wave. So you really want to put everything you have behind each of those strokes. Paddling with power is the most important thing I can think about when catching a wave. And like I mentioned earlier, you want to be really driving your arms into the water and focusing less about that swinging and more about digging those arms, kind of clawing. Okay, so my 4th tip is choosing the correct drop-in angle. Each wave is a little bit different, and some people like to drop straight down the wave, others like to have a really wide angle. For me, I like to have more of an acute angle, not going straight down but also not leaning too far left or too far right. This allows you to kind of get in the wave, but also have a little bit of your rail digging into the wave in order for you to start pumping down the wave. Okay, so my 5th tip, the last thing I wanted to mention, is pausing a little bit before you stand up. A lot of people, as soon as they think they've caught the wave, they'll hurry and rush to stand up on their board. And what you want to do is, kind of like the pros, they pause a little bit before they stand up, kind of glide into the wave until they know they've caught it. Because when you're catching a wave and standing up, a lot of times there's a little bit of unbalance on the board. You can kind of dig your rail in, or going back to the body positioning, if you have it too far back, you're kind of putting a brake on your board, you see that? And that happens when you stand up too. You put your foot back here, it kind of breaks. So that's why it's important to make sure you pause before you stand up, make sure you've actually dropped down into the wave, and that's when you can kind of initiate getting onto your knees and onto your feet. But yeah, that just kind of helps you make sure that you will catch that wave instead of standing up too early and kind of pulling out the back like you might see a lot of beginners doing. So thanks for watching and tuning in. Those are my 5 tips for how to catch a wave, and I hope it helps. It helped me a lot to think about the process of catching a wave. I hope to see a lot of you guys out in the water pretty soon, catching those waves. Make sure that when you do catch a wave, you rip it as hard as you can. Anyway, have a good one. Shoots, guys.